How's it going, my wealthy people of YouTube? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you are from around the world, and thank you for watching another one of my videos. I'm going to talk about something very interesting today. It is working number 2 of the Wealth Magic series. If you don't already have this book, go grab it. It's like very cheap. It's less than 20 bucks. I don't think I even paid that much. I think I paid like 13 bucks on Amazon for the hard copy. I prefer the hard copy because you can actually flip through it. You can see, cross-reference something. If you're reading something, you can actually flip back and say, okay, yeah, that's what I was reading. Then you would flip forward, and then you could go back as well. I personally love the paperback for that reason. I will purchase the paperback version of all the Gallery of Magic books. I actually have all of their ebooks, but eventually I'd like to have all of their paperback books. Anyway, that out of the way. Working number 2. I hear a lot of fear about working number 2, specifically because it involves disruption. Now, what is disruption? People think that with the fear, people think that with the disruption, that their whole lives are going to get flipped upside down, that drastic, unbearable consequences are going to come from doing this working. So I've been reading a lot on the Loyal Friends of Gallery of Magic Wealth Magic group that's on Facebook. If you're not a member already, join the Loyal Friends of Gallery of Magic group, and then hop onto the Wealth Magic group for Loyal Friends of Gallery of Magic. I see a lot of posts on that group. I see a lot of messages on that group. I get a lot of messages. I get a lot of inquiries. I see people all the time scared of the second working because there's some kind of, I guess, overwhelming, paralyzing fear that they're going to lose whatever they have in their life that they think is worthwhile. Now, let me put it this way. You started Wealth Magic. If you haven't, I'm not talking to you. But if you have started Wealth Magic and you're not at the working 2 yet and you're hesitant to do the second working, this is messages for you. So you started the Wealth Magic, right? You do understand that embarking on a course, a lifestyle of wealth, is not easy. It's not peaches and cream. It's not all rainbows and unicorn. Wealthy people may have had to sacrifice quite a bit in order to get where they are. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to lose whatever you're having. So, this is my second time running Wealth Magic. The second time, doing the second working, I am on day 30 out of 33, and I gotta say, this second run, the disruption wasn't so bad. I don't really feel that much of a crazy loss or whatever. But the first one, let me put this out there. I was living with a woman. We were kind of seeing each other, and I say kind of because it was a friends with benefit type deal where we agreed not to have emotions tied with each other, which, in the grand scheme of things, considering how our relationship ended up going, the relationship ended up being more emotionally involved and more needing more time commitment and energy commitment than what was originally discussed. So that ended up actually fizzling away right around the time that I was like in the middle of the second working, the first go around. And when I say started to fizzle away, I meant in the sense that the relationship started kind of going back towards friendship. The reason being that obviously that kind of emotional commitment or mental commitment, the time commitment that relationship was demanding was not suitable for a course of a lifestyle built upon wealth. That's not to say that you will lose your significant other, because I don't think that's the case at all. It's just that that particular relationship at that particular time was not suitable for a path or a lifestyle of wealth. Not to mention the crazy age difference that we had. She was significantly older than me. She is significantly older than me. So in the long run, we were not going to be together anyway. So with that being the case, it's a good thing that fizzled away. And that's what it means by disruption, okay? So when it says disruption, it just means like things are going to be shaken around, or things in reality are going to be shifted and adjusted such that the things that you are doing in your life that take the most time or take the most energy in your day-to-day life will be reorganized and restructured such that you can actually pursue a lifestyle of wealth. Another thing that happened in my last go around of Wealth Magic in the second working was that Amazon affiliates actually banned me from being an Amazon affiliate because I was doing some underhanded stuff, and I don't think you can really get ahead in this world truly by doing underhanded stuff. You need to create value for the universe. I personally believe that anybody who wants to become supremely wealthy in their own heart and in their own mind, in their own life, people need to create value. What value are you providing as a human being on this planet Earth right now? If you're not creating any value, then the angels of omnipotence are going to be like, yo, man, like, do something with your life. And I think that's what the angels did. They saw that I wasn't really doing much with that Amazon that's good for the world. So they were like, nah, we're gonna take this away from him. In the long run, it ended up being not that big of a deal. But the fact of the matter is that Amazon affiliate stuff did fizzle away. And the good news, it gave me more time to focus on my regular day-to-day career and my other affiliate programs, which I do 100% legitimately, by the way. Thank you very much. So, what else do we have? In second working, we have what we have called the three angels of omnipotence. We have elubatel, ebuhuel, and atuesuel. You actually call on these three great high beings, angelic beings, in this second working of wealth magic. And what you ask them to do, you basically position them in your life such that they will be able to carry you through your life in a state that will be conducive to building wealth. It's also mentioned that the future workings that are in this book depend heavily on the second working. So don't skip it. Don't skip the second working. Do it in the order that they are presented in this book. Damon Brand, the author of this book, did a lot of research and development, and he did his homework. I could tell by the way this was written. I could tell by the way he wrote his other books. I can tell by the way the Gallery of Magic operates in general that these guys know their stuff. They really know their stuff. They even went so far as to uncover sigils and seals that are pretty much not very commonly found, but they made it such that they found a way to bring it easily accessible to the common person like me and you who are watching this video, me making this video, to be able to use in our daily lives. What else about the second working? Yeah, the fun stuff, the really fun stuff. This is a working where you get to have a lot of fun. You get to spin around, you get to sing, you get to prance around and like talk to the angels. Okay, it's not as cheesy as I just made it sound. It's actually really cool, and when I say spinning around, you're actually facing east, then west, then north, and then south. Or is it south and north? Either way, you call in the angels by facing east, and then you do the same by facing west, then you do the same by facing south, and then finally the same by facing north, and you start that whole directional thing again, but this time you sing the angel's name. And you do that individually for each of the three angels. What I like to do is, after I call the angel for the last time, I invite him to sit on my bed in seat number 1, seat number 2, and seat number 3. So I actually invite the angels to sit in one spot on my bed, because I do this in my bedroom. I don't have a great altar space or any secret space that I can go to. I just use my bedroom for all my rituals. So I invite them to sit on my bed, and I picture that they are right there, sitting there in my presence, and I imagine that they are there wanting to help me. And then in the ritual, it asks you to ask them to carry you through life in a state of limitless wealth. Let me pull it up so I don't butcher it. Calling on the angels to shift time, bend reality, and lay before you a path that guides you to live a life of wealth. It's a pretty cool ritual, I gotta say. And it's absolutely imperative that you do that. A lot of the fear that I see is like so ridiculous fear. I mean, yeah, of course, it's kind of scary and unnerving to know that your life may be disrupted. I don't like that Damon Brand necessarily used that word, but at the end of the day, it's a pretty accurate word. It's not like destroy. He didn't mean destroy. He meant disrupt, which means the natural flow of the way that life is going will be like shaken up a bit, such that it'll be rearranged in a way that is more conducive for you to live a life of building wealth. Now that that's out of the way, if you haven't started the second working and you're scared to, but you're finished with the first one, go ahead. Start on the second one. You started this course after all. You picked up this book and you decided to do wealth magic, and knowing it's a 5-month, 6-month commitment. So what's the holdup? What's stopping you from wanting to pursue a life of wealth. And if you're scared of the little bit of pain that's going to come, well, maybe you should rethink whether a lifestyle of wealth is really for you. Because all the wealthy people that I know in my life, in my circle, and the people that I've seen have all achieved wealth through a lot of pain and a lot of sacrifice. And the pain and sacrifice may not look the way that you may be envisioning it. But at the end of the day, how wealthy do you really want to be? How did you get so wealthy? Why are you so wealthy? It doesn't come easy. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more easygoing, I highly recommend you go check out one of their other books, or even other magical pursuits altogether. But there's a reason that you chose Wealth Magic. And I understand this video has become kind of like a stop being afraid of second working type of video, but like, I kind of feel like that needs to be said. It really needs to be said. There's really nothing to fear. You made the commitment to go ahead and do this 5-month course. Do it for your own benefit. And mostly, I'm really happy to be amongst people that are also running this program of Wealth Magic. The reason is that I truly believe that wealth, beauty, passion, everything good in this world is created through a human being's heart, through passion and the value that they provide to humanity in general is what makes life and creation itself so beautiful. That's what makes walking around on planet Earth, out there in the real world, a beautiful thing. I'm driving to work every day in a car that somebody had this genius idea, a spark of an invention idea. He was like, hey, let's build an automobile. These small things like that value that's being created for other human beings. Like, at the end of the day, when I die, I'm not going to take any of this with me. And I think it even mentions that in the book as well. Like, right before you start the second working, it says, imagine that, let me pull it open, I don't want to butcher it. So right here it says, consider your body. Know that it was born helpless, and that flesh will fall from your bones and rot. Consider your brief time on earth, and know that you can help those around you through your rich and successful work. So when it says that, to me, what it's saying is that at the end of the day, I'm not going to take anything with me to the other side. Wherever I go, wherever it is that I go, wherever it is you believe that you go, you don't take any of the stuff that you achieve on earth with you. But, like, you can leave a legacy. I can leave a legacy. We can all leave legacies that people will remember for the rest of their lives. Now, that's where true beauty is. So, it's not just for me or my family or my selfish desires that I'm trying to build a life of wealth. While I do have plenty of selfish motives for wanting to be wealthy, there's a lot of beauty in the fact that knowing that when I go, whatever work that I do, all the value that I've left on this planet will be beautifully utilized by the rest of humanity. Now, I don't have much else to say. So, I pray that all of you guys that may be afraid of doing the second working, stop being afraid. Cut it out. Cut it out and just enjoy it. And see you on the top.